Most people in the UK get their payslip, glance at the number at the bottom, and move on. They never question it, never check it, never challenge it. And that is exactly what your employer, HMRC, and the entire system is counting on. Because here's what I've found. Millions of UK workers are either on the wrong tax code, missing national insurance credits they're entitled to, or not receiving benefits their employer is legally required to provide. And because nobody ever teaches you how to actually read a payslip, it goes completely unnoticed. In this video, I'm going to decode every single line of a UK payslip, what it means, what to check, and exactly what to do if something looks wrong. By the end of this video, you will never just glance at your payslip again. Why most people never read their payslip. Let's start with the uncomfortable truth. A 2023 survey found that over 60% of UK employees couldn't correctly explain what their tax code means. Not roughly explain, correctly explain. And your tax code directly determines how much tax you pay every single month. The reason nobody understands their payslip isn't because people are careless. It's because nobody ever taught them. School doesn't cover it. Your employer hands you a piece of paper or a PDF and assumes you know what it means. Most people don't. And the system quietly benefits from that. HMRC issues wrong tax codes constantly. They estimate millions of people are on incorrect codes in any given year. Some people overpay, some underpay. But the ones who overpay, they rarely find out unless they go looking. So let's go through this line by line. Decoding your payslip. Gross pay. The first number you'll see is your gross pay. This is what you earn before any deductions. It should match your contracted salary divided by 12. Simple check. If your salary is £30,000 a year, your gross monthly pay should be £2,500. If it isn't, find out why immediately. Overtime, bonuses, and commission should be clearly listed separately. If they're not showing up or showing up incorrectly, that's your first red flag. Your tax code. This is the most important thing on your payslip and the most misunderstood. Your tax code tells your employer how much income tax to deduct. The most common code is 1257L, which means you have a personal allowance of £12,570 before you pay any tax. But here's where it gets interesting. If your code is wrong, and HMRC gets this wrong more often than you'd think, you could be paying too much tax every single month. Common reasons your code might be wrong. A previous employer reported incorrect earnings, you changed jobs mid-year, you have multiple jobs, or HMRC simply made an administrative error. How to check. Go to your personal tax account at gov.uk. It takes 5 minutes. If your code is wrong, you can correct it directly and claim back any overpaid tax. Some people have reclaimed over £1,000 this way. Next is your national insurance contributions. For most employees, this is 8% on earnings between £12,570 and £50,270. Above that, it drops to 2%. What most people don't realize is that your NI contributions build your entitlement to the state pension and certain benefits. You need 35 qualifying years for a full state pension. If you have gaps, career breaks, time abroad, periods of self-employment, you can actually buy back those years. And given the state pension is currently worth over £11,000 a year, filling gaps can be one of the highest return financial moves you'll ever make. Pension contributions. If you're enrolled in your workplace pension, you'll see your contribution deducted here, typically 5% of qualifying earnings. But look carefully at two things. One, is your employer actually matching correctly? The legal minimum is 3% employer contribution. Some employers offer more. Check your contract. I've spoken to people whose employer was contributing less than their contract stated for years. Two, are you on qualifying earnings or total earnings? Qualifying earnings excludes the first £6,240. Some schemes calculate contributions on your full salary. This sounds technical, but it can mean a meaningful difference to your retirement pot over 30 years. Student loan deductions. If you have a student loan, you'll see deductions here. Plan 2, which most graduates from 2012 onwards are on, deducts 9% of everything you earn above £27,295. The key thing to check,
Are you on the right plan? Plan 1 has a lower threshold. If you're being deducted on the wrong plan, you could be overpaying. Check your loan type at studentfinance.gov.uk and make sure it matches what's on your payslip. Finally, your net pay. What actually lands in your account. This should equal your gross pay minus income tax, minus NI, minus pension, minus any other deductions. If the maths doesn't add up, get your payslip, a calculator, and work through each line. Payroll errors are more common than most people think. In a 2022 survey, 1 in 4 UK employees reported finding an error on their payslip at some point.
The things not on your payslip. Here's what most payslip videos miss. The things you're entitled to that often never appear on your payslip at all. Statutory sick pay. If you're off sick for more than 4 consecutive days, you're legally entitled to statutory sick pay, currently £116.75 per week for up to 28 weeks. Some employers quietly don't process this correctly, particularly for lower paid or part-time workers. Holiday pay. You're legally entitled to 5.6 weeks paid holiday per year. For irregular hours workers, 0 hours contracts, casual workers, holiday pay calculations are frequently wrong. HMRC has issued guidance on this multiple times because it's such a common error. If you've ever left a job and not received your full holiday pay, you can claim it back. There's a time limit, but it's worth checking. National minimum wage. This one surprises people. National minimum wage violations are more common than reported, particularly in sectors like hospitality, retail, and care. Unpaid training time, uniform costs deducted from pay, and travel time between assignments all count toward minimum wage calculations in ways employers sometimes ignore. HMRC has a minimum wage calculator and a confidential reporting line. If something feels wrong, check it.
Right, so you've checked your payslip and something doesn't look right. Here's exactly what to do. Step 1. Check your contract. Your employment contract sets out your salary, pension contributions, holiday entitlement, and any additional benefits. This is your baseline document. Step 2. Speak to payroll first. Most errors are genuine mistakes. A simple email to your payroll department resolves the majority of issues quickly. Keep everything in writing. Step 3. If it's a tax code issue, contact HMRC directly via your personal tax account or by calling 0300 200 3300. Don't rely on your employer to fix a tax code. It's HMRC's responsibility, and you can update it yourself. Step 4. If your employer is unresponsive or the issue is serious, ACAS is a free service that provides impartial advice on employment rights. Their helpline is 0300 123 1100. Step 5. For underpayment of national minimum wage, report it to HMRC confidentially. They investigate, and employers can face significant penalties.
The close. Here's the bigger picture. The UK system is complicated by design. Income tax, national insurance, pension contributions, student loans. Each one has its own rules, thresholds, and quirks. And when you stack them all together on one payslip, most people understandably just trust that it's right. But trust without verification is costing people real money. Hundreds, sometimes thousands of pounds a year, quietly disappearing because nobody checked. The 5-minute check I've walked you through today costs you nothing. Your personal tax account, your payslip, your contract. That's all you need. Know what you earn, know what you're owed, and don't let the system quietly take what's yours. If this video helped you, subscribe, because this is exactly what this channel is about. The financial system decoded every week. See you in the next one.